I'm a little apprehensive because I think that it's going to be a real experience for me. It's going to take me out of my comfort zone.
To see how they interact with us and what some of their cultures and traditions are for welcoming guests, because it seems like it's a big deal.
There was a lot of nerves about what am I going to see and how's it going to impact me.
Even though I expected a little bit the welcoming feeling that I got, but all this singing and asking us for more help and welcoming and thanking us, I couldn't never imagine it.
The whole concept of Millennium Promise is that it's sustainable development. And that's change that's hard to sometimes quantify, but you will see that in terms of what they expect from one crop season to another. You'll see that in terms of the number of kids that go to school regularly. So you'll see it in many ways that from an outsider's view may not always be noticeable on the first pass.
I think the most important thing that CB Africa does, or the Millennium Promise does, is to really empower the people. To not just give money and not just give resources, but to teach people and educate people.
The biggest impact I think I saw from Millennium Promise, definitely in the water treatment.
We've got clean water here. We used to drink from the river down there. He says thank you, thank you.
The new boreholes, which are the water pumps that they're pumping straight from water underground, which is clean water supply as opposed to the contaminated water sources of the river.
They're already changing lives and making people healthier and making daily tasks easier because they're able to access water right in the middle of their village.
So they're able to separate their drinking water, which is keeping them healthy, at the same time using the natural resource of rainwater or river water to irrigate their crops.
What are they growing compared to what they could do a year ago? Now it's cabbage and tomatoes and broccoli. All of a sudden, not only do they have a potential solution to the abundance problem, but now they've got variety.
When the rains are good, we get good harvest. When the rains are bad, equally we don't have anything at all.
The most remarkable to me was the grain bank in the Mwandama village, the research village.
This is a structure that they built out of brick with a roof. They store their grain in there year-round, so it's protected from the elements. They already have excess crops that are being stored there and fumigated and protected so that they have food throughout the year.
I don't think any of us, including the people who went last year, were really expecting to see it completed and see it on such a huge scale.
The size of a basketball gymnasium, just in the middle of nowhere, and you were amazed that they could build something like this. It was one of the bigger buildings that we saw in the entire country of Malawi, let alone, in the middle of very rural Malawi.
I think the goal that has the most impact is achieving a primary or universal education. From that, everything stems, whether it's being a self-sustaining environment or whether it's learning about helping lower the infant mortality rate. That all stems from education.
The first thing that we do after arrival here is to give health or nutrition education.
They're better educated, better taught. It's going to end the trigger effect and work through all the rest of the goals.
There's an actual structure within which the kids are taught at school. So many tangible results, many of which we didn't anticipate seeing in only 18 months' time. It's a very dramatically different approach from what you're finding with other groups working in Africa.
They've got health care, and they've got an economic development plan, and they've got rights for women, and they've got education. And so you get all those things in place, and then the group can help themselves. And I think underpinning all that is a belief in self-reliance, and that all you're doing is giving a hand up, not a hand out.
Please continue.